Hello and welcome back to Legacy of Leaders, where we interview the brightest and most interesting leaders in the community, and today is no different. I'm your host, Whitney Mincey, joined by very special guest, Mr. Brian Triplett from BrianTripPhoto. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to have you here talking about BrianTripPhoto. So for those that have not heard about your company, please tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I am a commercial brand and business photographer, and I help do not only photography but also video, and I help businesses of different sizes, usually a lot of smaller size businesses, but I have helped a lot of large businesses as well.
Wonderful. So tell me a little bit more about the types of photo and video services you offer.
Yeah, so people hire me to kind of help tell their story. So I think that that the best form of marketing, I have a degree in marketing, but in my experience, the best form of marketing is storytelling.
Yes.
So if we can tell those stories and I use in my craft, use photo and video, if we could tell those right stories, it can really help your business out tremendously.
Absolutely. How did you get into this? Tell me a little bit about your background.
My career started in event marketing for a company called Bosch. One of the largest privately held companies in the world. But I worked for their power tool division, and then I kind of rose to the ranks, climbed the corporate ladder, and then from there, I was living in Chicago. My personal life kind of brought me back here to Florida, and I worked for a company called Polaris. They're one of the world leaders in off-road vehicles, and I kind of managed the area here. And while I was doing that, I was inside of dealerships, businesses, about 46 of them throughout my time there. And there was a lot of incredible things happening inside those businesses, a lot of cool people, a lot of cool stories. And sometimes those stories were told well, sometimes they weren't.
Right.
And I had a lot of success helping them and achieved a lot of success, but really kind of getting those stories out, getting those people to kind of talk to each other, kind of building that community. And I thought about one day, if I'm out there kind of doing this on my own, I would love to use my craft of photo and video to kind of help tell that story to the world. So that's kind of what I'm on is kind of a journey here at the early onset start of it is to kind of tell those business stories out there. We got a lot of them here in Jacksonville and San Marco area where I live, and I want to be able to help kind of help businesses share those to the world.
Yeah. So you've worked for some huge organizations, but what I learned about you, Brian, is that you're really passionate about the little guys, the people that need a little more help to craft a package that can help them tell that story. So why are you so passionate about the smaller businesses?
That's probably my background experience, working with big companies, but then also working inside of power sports dealerships. Most of them are small mom and pop stores. Most of them, at least now, there are a few that are kind of coming into the space that are big, but think of like maybe back in the day with some of the car dealerships where they used to be just like a family-owned dealership.
Right.
So that's kind of still how it is in power sports. So I would say my passion kind of comes and originates from there. I had my grandfather was a World War II vet, POW, and he also owned a candy store for many times. So I do kind of share a little bit of that kind of passion there. And I have, I'm one of 5 photographers in my family.
Wow.
So it kind of runs in the blood a little bit. Yeah. So I would say there's probably, a lot of that goes into my passion for small businesses and businesses of all sorts.
Well, it's great that you're here because a lot of our viewers are small business owners. So for those that are watching thinking, I need to reach out to Brian and figure out how we can work together, tell us a little bit about the process when you bring on a new client.
Yeah, so when I bring on a new client, a lot of times they might either find me on my website or I'm a strong networker here in the Jacksonville area. I'm a part of a business networking international chapter, and a lot of it's soft referral. So people that already kind of know me, have worked with me or worked with somebody who does know me, kind of refers those people to me. So I would say that's where the bulk of my clientele comes from. But then I do get one-off situations where somebody just finds me online and contacts me. So I'd say that's probably the best way is I try to build a website that's useful, gives you a lot of information to be able to figure out what I do, what I'm about, and ask me if I can come help you.
Yeah, and then does that start with a consultation or what's that first step?
Yeah, so usually it's I Sometimes it's getting on a Zoom call. Sometimes it's meeting up in person over a cup of coffee, figuring out what they want to do, where they want to grow, and sometimes it's just a phone call. And I ask you a few questions, learn a little bit about your business, what you want to do, and we go from there.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but if you want to learn more about Brian TrippPhoto, make sure you head over to dailynewsnetwork.com. All of his information will be listed there, and we will see you next time on Legacy of Leaders.